My evolution theory is about a cycle in evolution that starts with the most ancient bacteria, who are feisty, competitive, creative, inventive, and eventually become cooperative when they build nucleated cells. The only kind of cell ever to evolve since bacteria, other than bacterial cells. There are nucleated cells, there are bacterial cells. Only two kinds there are. Because a nucleated cell, which is a cooperative of ancient bacteria, which gave some of their DNA into this central library of DNA that we call the nucleus, was a hugely successful cooperative. However, being the fruit of cooperation, it gives you the next level of evolution from bacteria. We're going to go up in size level. They were now like the new kids on the block. They had to start over as new entities with a youthful phase that lasted 1 billion years before they moved out of the competitive phase into the cooperative phase as multi-celled creatures. Second big invention in evolution. Now we multi-celled creatures then go through the process again. And now let me go quickly to humans. I believe that humans reached that cooperative level in many cases at the tribal level, which is bigger than multi-celled creatures, the next level. And I think you see that in movies like the Chauvet Cave movie. I can imagine being a cave woman living at that time saying, Mama Bear, come sleep in my living room this winter. Keep my kids warm. I'll keep them quiet. You know, cooperation with each other and with the other beings. I've worked so much with indigenous people that this is a normal and natural way for me to think. And in the Voyage of Aloha, with these wonderful Polynesian navigators that we worked with this whole past week, who had umpteen ways of navigating from signals in nature without a compass. And if all else failed, they'd say, take your consciousness and stand tall in your canoe until you can see the land. What they meant was, it's almost like cheating. You use all these signals from nature, wave patterns, fish patterns, seaweed, clouds, all kinds of stuff. And then you realize that with your consciousness, you can literally tune into where the land is. You stand tall enough to see where the island is that you're heading for in case you've lost your way. Probably never have. You could also ask a whale, couldn't you? They know the routes. They know the best routes. They know where the currents flow and how and stuff like that, so you make friends with them. Anyway, this broad idea of non-duality to me simply means inclusiveness and whatever boundaries there are. Julian was talking about fuzzy boundaries. Remember, boundaries don't have to be separators, they can be connectors. Yes, in a world of matter, you get tons of different things, and yet everything is connected at the deeper levels, like the sea, where the ripples, the waves on the surface, are different from the still waters deep in the sea. And probably my favorite creation story is the Hindu one that starts with an unruffled, limitless, smooth sea of milk, ultimate Big Mama image. And within that sea, that featureless sea, which you can call cosmic consciousness, if you like, a ripple forms. And forever after, that little wave is torn between being kind of proud of its new identity and wanting to merge back into the Big Mama. And all these other ripples form all over. And they start looking at each other and forgetting that they're part of the whole sea. And it's kind of like that. We're learning again through conferences like this that we are all interconnected, all interdependent. And I talk at least twice a week to a man from Shell Oil who knows loads of government people all over the world and loads of corporate people, and he says, there's not one corporation on the planet that can do anything to stop any of the disasters that are converging on us now, whether it's aging populations or financial collapse or climate change or any of these things. Nobody can stop any of it. And they do not know what to do about it. They don't know any game other than the juvenile competition game. Okay? As I said, in my evolution theory, You go through that youthful, creative, competitive phase, and then you discover at some point, in human terms, you would say, species discover that it's cheaper to feed your enemies than to kill them. It's as simple as that. It takes less energy to make friends than to maintain enmities. And so you move into that cooperative phase when you get that. If you don't, you go out of the picture. You don't survive as a species. And so that's where I see globalization at now. We've pushed to the limits of what this planet will bear in terms of exploitation. We need to get sustainable. The people who run the economy don't know how to do it. We're all enthralled to bankers who tell you, you are in a recession now because you owe us money. And the money is blips on screens that they make up out of nothing. And we're all enthralled to that. And we sit there unemployed when there are plenty of hands to do things, and just as much land, just as many factories, all the material resources are still here, and we're sitting around having loads of people thrown out of their houses, unemployed, etc., for the simple reason that we're all letting our lives be governed by a money system that could be changed. And you don't have to bring it down. It is bringing itself down. You want to build the butterfly while the caterpillar dissolves. You don't have to tell it to dissolve. It will do so. So don't waste energy. Don't waste energy on hatred. Don't waste energy pointing at the bad guys.